traffic, sports, a hot beverage. These are the ingredients of life. They are elements that are in motion, and so are you. At each moment, you have to determine exactly where everything is in relation to your body and where your body is going. Internally, you have a sixth sense that knows exactly where every part of your body is, what it's doing, and where it's going. That's great. But that doesn't control the rest of the world. And what the rest of the world is doing is happening so fast, your brain can't keep up.
Well, it's really one of the fundamental problems in perception. The fact that our brains don't work in real time. So it can take up to a tenth of a second for a signal from the eye to even reach your brain. But the information that gets to the brain is already out of date by the time it is received there in the brain. So if the brain doesn't do something clever and does not compensate for this delay, then that would mean that we would not see what's happening in the world right now, but what happened about a tenth of a second ago.
And that would mean we'd pour coffee all over the place. We'd get hit by tennis balls, or worse, cars. Luckily, our brains have figured this out.
So the brain needs to take a shortcut, and it does this by making reasonable assumptions about what's happening in the world and then predicting what the most likely situation right now is. So if, for example, I have a tennis ball flying at me and I have seen the speed and the direction of where it's going, then the brain takes this shortcut and says, okay, I know where it's going, so probably right now it's here, rather than where the eyes tell the brain right now where it is.
This is a good thing, but the brain can only make decisions based on the best possible information.
So all the more reason to be sure that your eyesight is the best it can be, because the ability to see, if it is impaired, affects the information that gets to your brain.
About half of our brain actually deals with the input that's coming in from the eyes. And we sometimes like to think of it as a computer that has a camera and then does some processing in the image, but it is a lot more complex because those images are also constantly moving around. We are constantly moving our eyes around. So actually vision is sort of an active way of interacting with the world around us and gathering information that the brain can then use to guide our behavior.
Let's stick with that computer analogy. Poor eyesight is in essence garbage in, garbage out, and it affects our ability to make informed decisions. That is another reason why routine eye examinations are so important.